Hey everybody, it's Daddy1424, themediapurchaseguide.com with the reviews, gameplays, unboxings, and much more. Head over to themediapurchaseguide.com. Of course, you can get your actual reviews updated daily. Every day we have something new for you. First things first, remember to like, 2 thumbs up, subscribe, and of course, leave some comments down below. If you haven't already, jump back over to my unboxing video of Killzone Mercenaries. But like I said, this is a review. Let's go ahead. Let's start with the campaign. That's what I have loaded up here. And then we will move over to multiplayer and hopefully touch upon some of the customization and settings. So that being said, let's actually get right to the customization because I'm right here. And I'll show you some of the different things you can customize your character with. Now, as for story in this game, it's about 6 to 8 hours and you play from the position of a merc. As for how the game feels, you're not doing these merc by merc missions. You kind of get invested into the game and your character gets drawn into the story. I'm not quite sure where in the Killzone franchise this story or this game actually takes place, but I'll try and look that information up and I'll leave it in the description section below if I'm able to find out. That being said, again, back to the customization elements, you'll see, of course, you have special offers you can take advantage of, and of course, using your touchscreen, you can navigate and then choose to purchase. Of course, your primary weapons, secondary weapons. Let's just go through some of them here. Secondary weapons, and there's a lot to choose from. Vanguard system, which is kind of like your care packages, arc missiles, things like that you can kind of build up over time and then use both in multiplayer and single player. Of course, your armor, you can obviously choose to upgrade. Your equipment, your resupply, and of course your loadout itself. I don't want to spend too much time on that, but let's go ahead and jump right into the gameplay here and see what we can dig out for you. Now, as for the controls, they are fluid, they are flawless, and in my opinion, I'm absolutely in love with this game. This was built on the Killzone 3 engine. Oh, looks like I already killed the guy. So let's just run on back down. And you can see the gloss and the textures and just the frame rate and everything is absolutely amazing. I mean, speaking of the frame rate, there are obviously and is the occasional frame rate drop. But other than that, I'm absolutely in love with the game. Just so much attention to detail that I really wanted to see. And you can tell that it was built on the Far Cry 3 engine. It is just fluid to play. Everything about it is just absolutely gravy. That being said, let's go ahead and see what kind of damage we can cause here. Here's the melee kill using the touch mechanics. Went back in a cloak. And the multiplayer is just so much fun. I mean, honestly, of course, it is your standard 8-player for the Vita, but it would be nice to see it as a 16-player because it's just so much fun to be had in this game. That being said, I can't wait to see what the remote play, especially with Killzone Shadowfall, is like on the PS Vita. And if this is any indication of where the Vita is going to go, I'm just totally excited to see what is in store. That being said, I have to rank this right now probably one of the top Vita games out there on the market, especially comparable with things like Rayman Legends and Rayman Origins. There's just so much to do in the game. There's contracts, there's multiplayer, there's single player, there's depth, there's graphics, there's fluidity, there's just so much depth to it. Well, see if I get spotted at all. Knifing everybody up all stealth-like. So have you guys gone ahead and picked up your copy of Killzone Mercenaries? And if you haven't, I highly suggest that you do. Jump online, have some fun, have a good time, and join what everybody already knows, or a lot of people already know, is an absolutely spectacular game for your Vita, and I'm going to go ahead and call it a Vita Essential. Oh, I spotted the sound of the alarm now. And you can see the switch gun just kind of touched the screen there. There we go. Alright, so we're going to jump out of this and we're going to jump into multiplayer just because I don't want to spend too much time on the single player campaign. I want to try and show you all the different elements of the game. And we'll also, before we get into the multiplayer, just look at some of the settings. So, of course, you can see select contract is an option here, and you'll unlock these as you play through the game. This is just another add-on bonus. If you talk about your multiplayer and then your campaign as well, you can see new campaign, continue campaign, multiplayer, career data, which essentially keeps your stats and all that, and of course your settings, which give you things like your controls, your audio and subtitles, your visual preferences, connection preferences, end user, license agreement, and of course your credits. But like I said, we are here for the multiplayer. Let's go ahead and dive into that and see what this is like. Now, one of the nice things about this game is you do get an actual currency. Now, that currency carries over from your single-player campaign to your multiplayer and vice versa. So you can actually play, multiple multiplayer games, and they really do encourage that with the trophy set. So just keep that in mind. There's a lot to invest into the game. Of course, there are the single-player trophies still there, but then you can go ahead and get that money and spend it in your single-player campaign and vice versa, and that just kind of really gives that added element to the game for the Vita. That being said, like I said, I'm super excited to see where the Vita goes from here, because this is a great indication and it's kind of what we wanted to see. The only thing I can really complain about this game is not having it a full 16-player multiplayer versus an 8-player multiplayer, just because it's so much damn fun. So let's go ahead and jump into the multiplayer. Now, a lot of times in multiplayer games, you'll notice that you'll see a little bit of a degrading in terms of the graphics. Like, they won't be as crisp, they won't be as clean, the textures won't be as good. But with this game, you actually don't get that. I don't know if I can jump out this window here. Let's not try that. It's usually a good idea to not jump out of windows. Unless, of course, you're playing video games. I've actually never played this map before, so... And that's what's interesting too. A lot of the maps, yes, they are recycled. There's about 4 or 5 of them. But even in all my time playing the multiplayer, I haven't actually come across this map yet, which is just actually shows you that they don't oversaturate. I mean, they do with a couple, but you get a couple that you don't get to use all the time. There's one guy done. And of course, you'll see Valor cards acquired. Now, as you kill people, you'll get Valor cards that will then later on play into your ranking, and I believe they're going to update that daily or so. It seems like they've indicated. Oh, there's another Valor card. That's what falls out of a person there. And then, of course, if you're playing in a team-based match and someone dies, you can actually save their Valor card as well. So just look at the draw distance in the city and the lighting and just so much going on in this game. If you haven't already, add me on PSN, Daddy1424. I'll be more than happy to play with you. Killed someone and got killed. One of those typical situations. So this particular mode here, you're just trying to rack up as many kills as you can and get as much cash as you can. And then based on that, that's who the winner is. I missed him. And of course walked into a bullet. Anyways, this has been 7 minutes of actual gameplay for Killzone Mercenary. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I hope to catch you guys next time. Anything in particular you didn't get to see in the game that you want to know about, leave that in the comment section below. Other than that, I should be able to catch you guys in about 2 weeks from now for the FIFA 14 PlayStation Vita edition. Like usual, we'll be doing unboxings, gameplay, all that good stuff out there. And like I said, if you haven't already, please pick up your copy of Killzone Mercenary. I absolutely encourage it. One of the best games for the Vita to date. Once you get a chance over to themediapurchaseguide.com, I should have the review up in about a week or two, so make sure to check that out when it comes out as well to give you the finalized and official score. Other than that, this has been Daddy1424 with the review gameplay for Killzone Vita. Is it a buy? Absolutely yes. It's a game you should have, a staple in your collection for the Vita. Hope you guys pick it up, and I hope to see you guys online. Like usual, peace, love.